And from the other side of the aisle, we have the communications director for the Trump 2020 re-election campaign, Tim Murtaugh. Tim, thanks for joining us. So I want to talk about Medium, a company that tracks ad spending, television ad spending, reported that you've pulled back, you canceled a TV ad buy in states, Iowa, Ohio, and Nevada that was supposed to run this week. Can you tell us why you would have done that?
Those are reservations made a long time ago, and right now we feel really good about those states. And this is following the ad strategy that Bill Stepien, the campaign manager, has put in, and that is to track the calendar. 2020 is a different year, really, than any other election year. We know that more than half of the votes that'll be cast this year will be cast well before Election Day. So our ad strategy is tracking the calendar in those states that come online as early voting states right away. North Carolina, for example, voters have had ballots in their hands since September 4th. And so that's the way that our ad strategy is structured. But we have ramped up our ad spending up 50% higher this week than it was last week. We're very comfortable with where we are with our strategy. The president is out campaigning very aggressively, as you know, hitting a lot of key states. And we've also made contact over 102 million times by door knocks and phone calls with voters. So we're running a multifaceted, comprehensive campaign. If you look at Joe Biden's side, they're doing nothing but running television ads. And so Joe Biden has placed a really big bet on the idea that he can run for president strictly by buying TV ads. While on our side, we're running a comprehensive campaign with a candidate who's aggressive, an aggressive TV ad strategy, and also a very, very aggressive ground game. We like our strategy a lot better.
You know, and Tim, let's talk a little bit about this because our viewers don't necessarily get this type of deep dive into the politics, into the nitty gritty. North Carolina, you mentioned. Ohio, you say you're doing well, so you pulled back some TV spending. Pennsylvania and Florida are must-wins for the president. Now, tell us where we stand, where you stand in Pennsylvania and Florida, and why.
Well, we're on TV in both of those states, and we feel very good about both of them. Florida, of course, is the president's home state. It's a state that he won in 2016. Very much intends to win Florida again. Our own data shows the president very strong in Florida. In fact, in all the battleground states, we survey 17 states, and in all of them, we show the president either tied or ahead, and Florida and Pennsylvania are definitely in that group. In Pennsylvania, we think that the president's message, and everywhere really, of a strong economy. He built the world's best economy once. He's already doing it a second time. And for Pennsylvania voters, how can Joe Biden go in there and look them in the eye and say that he cares about their jobs when his climate change policy is written by AOC? And it would wipe out all of the natural gas jobs, the fracking jobs in Pennsylvania. We're talking about over 600,000 Pennsylvanians who would lose their jobs under Joe Biden's energy plan. So that's an economic message that we think that cannot be beaten. And the really defining issue of this entire campaign in every state is going to be who do voters trust to return the economy to where it was before the coronavirus epidemic hit. And I think that President Trump wins that argument every single time, and it's not even close.
See, I noticed you did that. You went back to the economy, Tim, and President Trump had closed the gap in many of these states. I have less than a minute. Based on the police, on law enforcement, and defunding the police on the left, are you moving that strategy from the police back to the economy? About half a minute.
No, certainly we're not getting away from that because that's still something that's going on in cities like Portland. President Trump is definitely the one who stands with police, stands for law and order, and stands with people who want peace in their communities. Joe Biden has shown over and over again he'll make excuses for the rioters who are burning down our cities, and in fact blame police in some instances for inciting the violence as he did in Portland. So no, that is entirely part of the president's message still. But again, the economy will be the defining issue. You can't have a revival of the economy, particularly in the cities that are on fire, until peace is restored. So those two issues really do go hand in hand anyway.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Tim Murtaugh from the Trump campaign. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Thanks for having me, Eric. I appreciate it.